Well, it's Thanksgiving. It's time for an update. It's been a few months, and this is the fall update, but I want to read a verse out of Psalm 100, verse 4. And you've heard it. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name. So it seemed appropriate to just thank the Lord for the many blessings we've had this year. There's been a lot of outreach. I'm grateful to those of you that have prayed for Patty and I as we've done really outreach all around the world and in our own Jerusalem. And so grateful for those of you that have supported that work. September was a massive month for us. I was on the road for 5 weeks, and 4 of those weeks were spent on college campuses up in New England and Michigan and West Virginia and D.C. And to be honest with you, at the end of that tour, I was exhausted. And when I came back and saw my wife, she said, you know, maybe it'd be good if you did more outreach around Raleigh and in North Carolina and maybe not be on the road so much. So October, November were pretty much dedicated to outreach in the Raleigh area. I did do a 1-week tour in North Carolina to go into a bunch of campuses, and we preached at the State Fair, which was just amazing, just amazing. And I want to do that outreach every year at the State Fair. It was just 900,000 people in a 10-day period. It's the biggest event in North Carolina. I had some great brothers join me there, Zach Brady and Tommy Waltz, and some other brothers. Ed Rivera came up, and just a great venue for preaching because people get stopped by the state police at the crosswalks, and they have to listen to us. So anyway, I am going to do more outreach starting next year in the Raleigh area. There's plenty to do. There's an abortion clinic there. There's a number of campuses very close. And I've got a 4th grandkid on the way. So it seems like the Lord providentially is settling us down a little bit more now in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a good place to operate from. But I'm thankful not only for the blessings that God has given me through you people, but I wanted to tell you about one amazing thing that we noticed on the tour we took in September. Our typical modus operandi when we go to campuses is we don't call administrators and ask for permission. We do try to get a permit if it's required, but if it's an open campus that you can go to the free speech area, we simply let the police know our team of preachers are going to be there, and then we go and preach. And we prayed fervently. Cy and Mike and Don and myself prayed fervently that God would give us favor with the authorities, and we were palpably shocked at how God answered that prayer, because I'll tell you, we had crowds almost at every campus that gave us trouble this year. I think the campuses are getting harder to preach at. Maybe I'm getting softer. I don't know. But it seemed like they're getting more aggressive, more militant. You don't mention homosexuality, and the homosexuals come out and they're right in your face. But what ended up happening, it was quite amazing, is, in fact, I'll give you one example. University of Massachusetts, I'm up there preaching. We'd let the police know we were going to be there, very liberal, crazy campus. Someone's offended by something that's said in the preaching. The administrator comes out, tells me to stop. I said, well, sir, I'm in the free speech area. I'm not using amplification. I want you to stop. Someone complained. I said, I'm not leaving. You're going to have to call the police. I said, the police already know we're here. They haven't told us to move. He said, I'll call them. Well, about 3 hours later, the police showed up. They listened. They came over. They said, this is exactly how free speech should be conducted. They shook our hand, said, don't be in any rush to leave, and walked away. And really, we had that kind of favor. It was amazing on the tour. I remember at West Virginia, University of West Virginia, the crowds were completely out of control. The police had to come, and hecklers were trying to push us off the wall. And the police literally stood next to us on either side and told the counter demonstrators, they called them, to go across about 40 feet away to their own wall. It was just amazing how God answered that prayer. So I'm very thankful to the Lord that He not only protected us, but He's allowed another year of tremendous outreach to go on. I was in England for 2 3-week back-to-back tours, 6 weeks preaching in UK. We've continued to enjoy good health. I continue to have a wonderful wife, a wonderful family, so I'm extremely thankful. And I do want to say that we do need your prayers. We will continue to preach in Florida from December through February. And I'm asking for your prayers that we continue to be bold to get out in front of these abortion clinics. We continue to be encouraged and zealous to preach Christ at the campuses. And of course, I occasionally get to go to the courthouse. And that you would just continue to lift us up in prayer, and also pray that I'm able to sell my house in Orlando so that we can permanently make our base now up in Raleigh, North Carolina. Because with a 4th grandchild on the way, Patty's not going anywhere. And so I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the Lord. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for many, many things. And we need to just develop this attitude of gratitude. I think it's appropriate for believers in every circumstance to give thanks. So I wish I could, pardon me, I have a cold. I wish I could tell you that I do it perfectly. I don't. Not at all. But in a perfect world, when we're in glorified bodies, we will perfectly glorify God to the extent that we're able. Until then, let us stay in prayer. Amen.